VCAL PD presents Movie Talk Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the 2Sweet movie show. It's Thursday, July 19th. Now we have a big week of movies because I'm just coming back from the holidays, so I haven't done a program in a while. But just to fill you in some movie updates, well, today actually the sequel to Mamma Mia is releasing. So people are going to go see that one, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. Now, it's actually, lots of people are liking it. It's been getting good reviews mostly. 66% of a Metascore on Metascore. And that's not just it. It's like a musical comedy style thing. And people are saying, take a chance on this one because it goes to flashbacks between each other's lives. And people who love APA songs will love to watch this. Even some people are saying it could be better than the first. Well, the story's about discovered Donna's, Meryl Streep's, and Lily James' young life. And it's experiencing the fun that she had with the three possible dads of Sophie, Amanda Seyfried. And now Sophie's now pregnant. Like Donna, she'll be a young mother. And she realises that she'll need to take risks like her mother did. So it's a sequel to Mamma Mia. And Sophie basically learns about her mother's past while pregnant herself. So yeah, it's another musical style, just like the first one. It's been, a lot of people have been looking forward to this because the first one actually came out in 2007, 2008. So yeah, it's 10 years. So yeah, 10 years to make a sequel. That's pretty good actually. And the director, I'm pretty sure they changed the director. He's from the director who made Now Is Good, which is that movie with Dakota Fanning. And it was about leukemia. And she compiles a list of things she'd like to do before she passes away. And she wants to lose her virginity, so that was a film. And it's supposed to be like really good, this Mamma Mia movie, because Lily James actually plays young Donna. Now, yeah, so she plays Meryl Streep when she was younger. And it's pretty good to see Lily James back because I remember I saw her, that English actress. I saw her in the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society last year. She was also in Darkest Hour. I actually didn't see that. But, yeah, the Guernsey was actually... It was an interesting movie. It was good. Yeah, it was a good movie. But Baby Driver was also really exciting with Edgar Wright's Baby Driver. She's also been in that BBC First series, War and Peace. So yeah, she's had a couple of titles. She's worked on a couple of things. And Downton Abbey. But I mean, it's expected to be really good. It also stars Amanda Seyfried, who plays Sophie, just like the first one. Now, it'd be good to see her because we haven't seen her since Gringo. That was a couple of months, actually. Or, no, maybe two months ago or something. Gringo was very funny. I did enjoy it. I'm pretty sure I reviewed it on the channel. Maybe I did, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully I did. So yeah, Meryl Streep's also back. Dominic Cooper, Pierce Brosnan, Stellan Skarsgård, Christine Baranski from The Good Wife, and she's been in Bad Mums, and she's been in a number of things. Big Bang Theory as well. And Colin Firth here, Cher. She plays, I think, a little role, but she's in it. Julia Walters, Andy Garcia, Celia Imrie. Quite a number of people. So if you're a good English fan and a good musical fan of the first one, you'll be sure to enjoy the second Mamma Mia. Lots of people are saying it's pretty fantastic. So yeah, there's Mamma Mia. I'm not going to see it straight away, but I think I'll see it soon enough. So yeah, I'll plan to. So the other thing which is out today is actually The Equalizer 2. Now, if you're not familiar with the first one, it was basically... So yeah, it follows, so it's a sequel now. And The Equalizer was based on a TV show, actually. And it was basically about a man. He believes he has put his mysterious past behind him and has dedicated himself to beginning a new quiet life. But when he meets a young girl under the control of ultra-violent Russian gangsters, he can't stand idly by. He has to help her. So his name's Robert McCall. He's a big tough guy. He's a guy who stands up to justice. And yeah, it was an amazing first movie from the director of Training Day, Anthony Fuqua. He actually made a pretty solid, good action movie. And you know, he also made Olympus Has Fallen as well. Another good popcorn action flick I really enjoy. And yeah, I think lots of people will be familiar with The Equalizer. Maybe not everyone, but quite a number of people will. It's basically just an action crime thriller. And the story basically goes, Robert McCall, he serves a justice for the exploited and oppressed. But how far will he go when that is someone he loves? So yeah, this is expected to be thrilling. I'm pretty sure it's not even released in America yet. It came to Australia today. So we're excited to see it first. That's another exciting thing. He also directed Shooter, Anthony Fuqua, that Mark Wahlberg action blockbuster. That was a very exciting movie. I did like it, about the president. He got shot and everything, but it was pretty interesting. So what writer have we got on board? Well, the writer Richard Wenk, who wrote The Equalizer in 2014, he's back for the sequel. That's good to hear. It's also from the screenplay, who actually wrote the screenplay. I mean, he made the screenplay for Jack Reacher Never Go Back. I actually didn't see it, but probably going to see it soon. He also wrote the screenplay and the story for the Expendables 2. Now that was a really, really good movie, so I'm expected to like The Equalizer. I'm not sure, I might see it today actually. I haven't really made up my mind, but hopefully I might. You're not familiar with Simon West, he actually directed The Expendables 2, and the other movie he actually directed is The Mechanic. Now, The Mechanic was a really, really exciting movie. It was a good action blockbuster with Jason Statham, Ben Foster, Donald Sutherland. And it was really, really exciting. I thought it was well done. Always come back to it if you want a good action flick to enjoy. It was about a hitman on his trade. Learning on his trade and everything. Yeah, so, and what people have you got on? What cast in The Equalizer 2? Well, you've got Denzel Washington, who plays Robert McCall. He's a good guy, but he stands up for justice. He really does care about lots of things. And the thing is, Denzel Washington has made 55 movies. 56 movies, actually. And, in those 55 movies he's made, because 56 movies, The Equalizer 2, which is the sequel to The Equalizer, but Yeah, he made 55 movies. So his first film he made was Wilma in 1977. I think he had a small role in that. But he's been acting for ages, mate. He's like such an awesome guy. He's born in 1954. Now here in 2018, this is Denzel Washington's first sequel, people. The Equalizer 2. So he wouldn't have gone to the sequel if he didn't care about this character. I bet Robert McCall, means a lot to him, and I can see why. He's a good guy, he stands up for justice, and he really does care. So everybody should be excited to see this. It's his first sequel, people. It's unbelievable. What an actual legend in acting. I mean, are you familiar with most of his work? Because he's created so many great movies. Like, he made Glory. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, he made Glory, and that was a history biography movie. Oh, everybody loved it. It was Matthew Broderick, Denzel Washington in 1989. A history drama type thing. And it actually won 3 Oscars. So Denzel Washington, he won Best Actor in a Supporting Role, and directed by Edward Zick. Pretty sure he directed The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, Blood Diamond, which is really good with Leonardo DiCaprio. I remember that movie, it was quite nice. But that's not just his movies he's made. He's made so many good things, like American Gangster, for example. That was directed by... It was a very popular guy, Ridley Scott. And that's the same director who directed All the Money in the World. He has really good potential, him. And that was just an amazing film. An amazing crime drama, American Gangster. I think I've seen some of it, but I need to rewatch it. It has a massive star cast. You've got Denzel Washington, who plays Frank Lucas. Josh Brolin, who plays Detective Trudeau. Carla Gugino, who was in San Andreas, I'm pretty sure. She's also a nice actress. Yeah, she played Emma Gaines. She played Dwayne Johnson's The Rock's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend in San Andreas. Laurie Roberts, she played as a character. But you've also got Idris Elba, who we've seen in Pacific Rim, The Mountain Between Us, Luther. What a blockbuster series on BBC First. That could be one of his best performances ever. Even Avengers Infinity War. He's such an awesome actor. And Molly's Game. How can I forget that? That was also really good with Jessica Chastain. And, you've got Russell Crowe as well, alongside Denzel Washington, with Chiwetel Ejiofor, who we saw in Mary Magdalene earlier this year. But one of his best performances ever would probably be 12 Years a Slave, where he played Solomon Northup. It was just an amazing film. I think I did see most of it, actually. So American Gangster, make sure to check it out, because this guy, Denzel Washington, he's created so many amazing movies. Like, half the movies he makes are really exciting. Like, Remember the Titans, for example. What an amazing family film about sport. It's a drama and a sport movie. It's just amazing. And even Man on Fire. That was also a really great film with Dakota Fanning and Christopher Walken. Radha Mitchell, the Australian, and Mickey Rourke. Well, directed by Tony Scott. Well, let's talk about Tony Scott. He's an amazing director. But unfortunately, he actually died on the 19th of August in 2012. He actually killed himself, suicide. And I should probably say, if what I just told you now maybe distressed you, well then you can actually contact Lifeline for support. And there's also the Kids Helpline. Actually, it's really sad to me. He was a British director, and he created lots of films with Denzel Washington, which is quite amazing. Well, he actually directed Top Gun. Now, a sequel is actually in production, but obviously he's not directing it, which is sadly. They're actually making a sequel called Top Gun Maverick, and I heard that it's actually going to be released in 2019, and it's going to be directed by Joseph Kosinski. That was the same director who directed Only the Brave, which I actually saw last year. That one's amazing, underrated film. I heard that it underperformed at the box office. It was amazing biography drama. I just thought maybe people just don't want to see that type of stuff, but it was very well directed and well written, and it was well produced and everything. Also starring Josh Brolin. Hello, Josh Brolin. I swear you're one of the biggest actors now. Mate, you've got 4 upcoming projects. One headed for next year, which is the Avengers sequel to Avengers Infinity War. And then you've got George and Tammy, which is actually going to star Jessica Chastain and Josh Brolin together. And it's a story of the rise and waterfall of country and western icons George Jones and Tammy Wynette. Going to be directed by Taylor Hackford. Now, he actually directed Parker with Jason Statham, but probably one of his best movies would be Ray, I'm pretty sure. He directed Ray with Jamie Foxx, and it was an amazing biography music film. I actually haven't seen it, but I've heard lots of good stuff about it. I should probably go see it. I should probably see it. And yeah, he's also got a film's been announced for production, X-Force. Obviously starring Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson, Zazie Beetz as Domino, and Josh Brolin as Nathan Summers. It's going to be about a time traveler who assembles a team of mutants in order to prevent the wrecked future he came from. Going to be directed by Drew Goddard. Now, he's created quite a number of things. Like, he directed The Cabin in the Woods. So to go from a horror drama or a horror thriller type thing, horror mystery, to an action adventure fantasy is quite a different approach. But let's see if it'll be as good as Deadpool and Deadpool 2. We'll see, really. But yeah, I'm going back to Josh Brolin. You've had an amazing year. You know, you've been in Sicario, you've been in Deadpool 2, you've been in Avengers Infinity War, you've been in Only the Brave last year. I think he's just one of the biggest actors at the moment, Josh Brolin. It's crazy stuff. But yeah, Joseph Kosinski, he actually directed Oblivion and Tron Legacy, along with Only the Brave. And he's going to be directing Top Gun Maverick with Tom Cruise, who's returning, Val Kilmer, who's returning, and Miles Teller has been announced to join as well. So it will be good to see him, actually. But what I mean is also, yeah, so going back to Tony Scott, I mean, he's an amazing director. And he actually did lots of things with Denzel Washington, if you can believe. He did Man on Fire with Denzel Washington. Quite an amazing film. Deja Vu. That's also a really good film, directed by Tony Scott. Also starring Paula Patton, Jim Caviezel, Val Kilmer as well, yep. And it was about the experimental surveillance technology. And don't forget, he also directed Crimson Tide, which is an amazing movie with Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington, respectively. You know, Tony Scott, he's just amazing. He was an amazing director, and it's so sad to lose him, because he really was a great director. I mean, wouldn't you think it'd been amazing if Tony Scott was still alive? He could have directed the 2 Equalizer movies. Because I think that Denzel Washington and Tony Scott had a good friend relationship, because they did direct. I mean, he acted in lots of his movies, so I guess you can see that there is a bit of a connection. There was a bit of a connection. And we will remember Tony Scott's films forever. We'll keep replaying them, we'll keep watching them, just to see him. And not just that, he also created Unstoppable, which was about train. And that also starred Chris Pine and Rosario Dawson. And he also directed the taking of Pelham 123, which I actually saw recently. It was on TV, and I think Denzel Washington put a good performance in it. A couple of people were criticizing it and thought it wasn't as good as the original, but it was still really exciting, I thought. It also starred John Travolta, Louis Guzman, and James Gandolfini as the mayor. They all put in good performances, and I thought it was well done. So yeah, Denzel Washington, just an amazing actor. Well, respectively, he's the main character, and then you've got Pedro Pascal, who plays Dave York. And what have we seen him in recently? I think I've seen him in quite a number of things. Like he was in Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and he was also in Game of Thrones, and he was also in Narcos. That's probably one of his most biggest roles. And you've also got Bill Pullman in this film. He plays Brian Plummer, and we saw him in Battle of the Sexes last year. And Melissa Leo returns, actually. She was in the first one, I remember. Yep, she's returned for the second Equalizer, which is exciting to see. And she's been in quite a number of things in her time, like Criminal Minds. Oh, yeah, she played one episode. Not really that. Oh, well, she's been in many crime shows like Criminal Minds, CSI, Law and Order. And not just that, The Equalizer, Prisoners with Hugh Jackman, The Big Short, yes, she was in that, Snowden, Flight. So yeah, she also worked with Denzel Washington in Flight, which was directed by Robert Zemeckis. And Robert Zemeckis is another amazing director. There's so many amazing directors out there who've created amazing films, and Denzel Washington, he's just an amazing actor. I really think and people are going to be really excited to see this. They really are. It's really exciting. So yeah, I mean, it's great to see that Denzel Washington, he's in all the movies he's made, he hasn't really made that many flops. I mean, that many bad films. I'd say probably 90%, maybe 85% of his films are really good. And the other 5 to 10% maybe his movies where he didn't really star in it much. So, but otherwise he's just an amazing type of actor. And so yeah, now let's talk about my Ant-Man and the Wasp review. Yes, I saw it on the holidays, and I thought it was funny, but it wasn't the best film. It was action packed, but the start was a bit slow in my opinion. But it picked up in the next 20 minutes, and there was lots of good action in it as well. It was a different type of Marvel movie. It took a different approach to Avengers. But doesn't mean it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was really exciting and everything. It was well done. If you're not familiar with the story, it's basically... So yeah, it follows in the aftermath of Captain America Civil War. Scott Lang grapples with the consequences of his choices as both a superhero and a father, and he struggles to rebalance his home life with his responsibilities as Ant-Man. He's confronted by Hope Van Dyne and Dr. Hank Pym with an urgent new mission Scott must once again put on the suit and learn to fight alongside the Wasp as the team works together to uncover secrets from their past. So yes, I not really liked it, but thought it was good. Thought it was actually an interesting movie. It's an action adventure sci-fi, and was directed by Peyton Reed. Now Peyton Reed, he directed the first Ant-Man, and he returned for the sequel. I think they're pretty different in terms of stuff. But yeah, you've got Hannah John Kamen in this film. She was alright as Ghost. I don't think she put in the best performance, to be honest. She's gone everywhere in my opinion. Like, we saw her in Ant-Man and the Wasp as I'm talking now, but we also saw her in Ready Player One. I remember I reviewed that earlier in the year. I thought it was quite well done by Steven Spielberg, but she's gone everywhere this year. She was even in Tomb Raider where she played Sophie. So I don't know what's going on. She's just maybe getting lots of roles, and her role in this was okay, but her role in Ready Player One was okay, but it wasn't really the best. She's not the best type of actress, but she's okay, basically. Avenging Lily, she put, I'm pretty sure, a good performance into Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think, we saw her in The Hobbit. We've seen her in The Hurt Locker. We've seen her in Real Steel. She's alright. But Paul Rudd, I'm pretty sure, at times there were certain scenes which made you laugh. But a couple of scenes, maybe they put too much comedy in this Ant-Man movie. They started it off with not really a superhero style. They started it off with a story of him and his daughter, and a little bit of stupid stuff there. But I'm pretty sure it was better than the first one, which is pretty exciting to see. Judy Gear was also in this film. She didn't do anything. She came in the first 5 minutes and came out in the last 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure, actually. I do remember her being in the film. Michelle Pfeiffer, she wasn't even there for that long, but she put in an okay performance. So half of her films are exciting. Walton Goggins, he was one of the villains, I'm pretty sure, in Ant-Man and the Wasp. He put in a funny type of role, I think. At times, he did make you laugh as him as a villain, and I thought it was pretty well done. And then we also saw him in Tomb Raider, so Hannah John Kamen and Walton Goggins returned together for another film in Ant-Man and the Wasp, which was pretty nice to see. And this was probably one of the best guys I really liked. Like, if they could have put Michael Pena as the main actor in Ant-Man, I probably would have liked it more. Because I really do like Michael Pena. I think he's an awesome actor. He's been in so many good films. I mean, go to his previous films. I mean, Ant-Man and the Wasp, where he played Lewis. He put a really funny performance. Like, at times you were really, really laughing because this guy was just so funny. I think he's just so delightful to see on screen, Michael Pena. He has a charismatic vibe to him, just like Dwayne Johnson and Salman Khan, if you're familiar with Bollywood movies, but he does put a really good performance into his films. And, he was also in A Wrinkle in Time, but I didn't see it, I didn't really want to see it, but he would have put a good performance in, but all the other people wouldn't have put in good performances. And early in the year I saw 12 Strong. I really liked that, about the story about the horse soldiers, with Chris Hemsworth, Michael Shannon, and Michael Pena. Now, he did great performance in that, and he puts a great performance in Ant-Man. You know, even Chips in 2017, I know a lot of people really didn't like it, but I thought it was so funny. I thought it was an entertaining comedy. It was just laughs and laughs. I mean, you know, it's one of those popcorn entertainment films. It's not like the best film, but you get a good laugh about it, and that's what you want to. You want to be entertained. You want to smile when you watch films, and I thought it was well done actually. You know, he was also in Shooter where he played Nick Memphis. I think so. That's probably one of the first films I saw Michael Pena in. And he put an awesome performance in that. He's really young in that film because it was made in 2007. But I really do like this actor. Even in End of Watch, he put a great performance alongside Jake Gyllenhaal. It was an action crime drama which is actually shot in documentary style, which also starred Anna Kendrick, who's also a really great actress because we saw her in The Accountant, which is a really exciting movie. I mean, it was a really entertaining movie. But not just entertaining, I thought it was like really well done. You know, who else do we see in here? You've got Randall Park. You know, you saw him in The House as well. Lawrence Fishburne. He puts a good performance. I think he was well done. Michael Douglas, he puts a good performance, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But, you know, it's an entertaining, and it's also a family film because it's a PG. So everybody was on school holidays because it just finished this week actually. So school started this week, just on Monday and everything. But yeah, I think lots of people with families went to see Ant-Man and they were entertained. And they probably went to see Ant-Man if they already saw Incredibles 2. And just worth a mention, Ant-Man and the Wasp is #1 at the box office. And yeah, that's pretty exciting, I guess. But it's not the best film. It's entertaining, but it's slow at the start, I'd say. I guess you could say. But I think overall, it's a good entertaining film. And probably because of Michael Pena being in it. If he was in it more, probably be more entertaining. He was in it a fair bit though, like he was in the first one, and he put a great performance in that as well. So I was excited to see he returned. And Paul Rudd, I mean, Paul Rudd, he's an okay actor. He's not really my favourite actor, but guess he's alright. And also, just to say something, just to be aware, there's a post-credit scene at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, which sort of just stay for the 2 after-credit scenes. So stay for the main after-credit scene, because otherwise, you know, people who saw Infinity War have to stay, because then Infinity War 2 will make sense to lots of people. So I guess, yeah, it's important to stay for the after credit scene if you go see Ant-Man and the Wasp. So I think final decision, what would I say Ant-Man and the Wasp would be? I mean, I guess you could say that it'd be a 7.5 out of 10. I think we'll probably go with that. I mean, it did entertain me, but it wasn't the best film of the year, I can tell you. Now let's go on to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Yes, I also saw this on the holidays, and I thought it was much better than Ant-Man. And I really liked the first Jurassic World in 2015, so I was excited to see Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I thought it was an entertaining just a blockbuster movie. It was well done as well. If you're not familiar with the story, it's basically 3 years after the Jurassic World theme park was closed down. Owen and Claire, they returned to Isla Nublar to save the dinosaurs when they learned that a once dormant volcano on the island is active and is threatening to extinguish all life there. Along the way, Owen sets out to find Blue, his lead raptor, and discovers a conspiracy that could disrupt the natural order of the entire planet. Life has found a way again. So yes, this is an action-adventure sci-fi film. It's directed by J.A. Bayona. So yeah, Colin Trevorrow, he didn't direct the second one. And the director of A Monster Calls and The Impossible chose to direct Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And I thought he did a really, really good job. I thought that Bryce Dallas Howard, she put a pretty good performance into her work, which is the daughter. And her father's Ron Howard, if you're not familiar, who's an Oscar-winning director. I really thought, in the second one, she looks older to her performance in 2015, which is really understandable because she has aged. But still, another good performance from her. I think she's quite a good actress, actually. She's been in a number of things, but that's probably one of her best work, Jurassic World. I'd suggest people to check it out. She puts like a feisty performance on, And Chris Pratt, he plays this, funny guy in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. They started off, he works on this house. And then, he goes to the islands because they want to save Jurassic World and everything. I thought there's some really nice scenes, like that bubble thing they had in the first one, where those two boys, they were going through the park. And they also do that in this one. And there's some really good special effects in here, like the volcano and everything, the dinosaurs. And the bedtime scene is really the scene in the trailer where there's like this dinosaur under the bed. It's really thrilling. I think J.A. Bayona, he wanted to make this a darker Jurassic World, and he succeeded. I mean, in this film, they have dinosaurs going up for auction. Changing dinosaurs and everything. It's much darker than the first one, which is a good thing. They really have made a great film. And Daniela Pineda, she plays Zia in this film. And she actually did put a good performance in Jurassic World. And Jeff Goldblum, he's here. So basically, he's in the first couple of minutes, and then he turns up at the end. So he's got a small role, but it doesn't mean it's worth seeing. He puts in a good performance playing himself, basically. Playing Ian Malcolm. And there's also Rafe Spell. Now, Rafe Spell, he puts a good performance in Jurassic World. He plays one of the villain, actually. And he wants to sell dinosaurs in auctions, which is really thrilling. So, it's been mixed. Some people have really said Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is not as good as the first one. But some people say it's better than the first one. I mean, it's up to you. I thought, it was fun. It's suspenseful, thrilling. It's written well. It's got great music, and it's made nearly $1 billion, I think. And it's fun. It's suspenseful. It's thrilling. It's written well. It's got great music, stunning effects, and lots of fun. I mean, how can you go wrong? It was worth it. I mean, I really did like this film. Is it? People are saying, it's maybe not as family, but if you're not too scared, should be alright. And a couple of scenes will make your children jump. I don't think I really jumped, but maybe once. But I think they're going to make a good franchise into Jurassic World. It's going to be really exciting. I think they've got a third one as well planned. And, it raises the stakes. Got great effects, good moments. I mean, it has good jokes as well. You laugh because there's like this funny dinosaur in between the film. You get sad for them because there's this scene, Jurassic World, it's sort of closing type of thing, and you empathize, between both humans and dinosaurs. And I think it's not number one at the box office anymore. But this one shows how businessmen, they're really cruel. And they put dinosaurs up for auction. I mean, it's really sad. I mean, it's crazy. It really is. But it's a great visual spectacle. And you experience it with great it's intense, and it's emotive. And it's definitely worth it. It has massive cliffhangers. Excitement, as I said. I thought it was really nicely done from the start, where there's this helicopter and there's this dinosaur like about to eat a guy alive. That just starts it up for you. It starts up and it basically tells you like what will you be seeing through this. And a couple of reviewers actually have said it's really good. Like IGN said 84%, which is good to hear. Yeah, and a couple of people said interesting film, better than its predecessor, which is also interesting to hear. It really is, So yeah, these holidays we've had a big amount of films released. Like, I mean, you've got Mamma Mia Equalizer 2 that comes out today, so you'll all be excited to see that. And then you've got Ant-Man and the Wasp and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom out. Yeah, so I forgot to give my rating of Jurassic World. I say it's probably a 9 out of 10. I really did like that. It makes a dark type of addition to the Jurassic World franchise. And, you just want to, at the end credits, you just go, oh, that third one's going to be massive, because it sets up a massive third film, the second one. It really does. It's just amazing. Yeah, I'd recommend you to see it, actually. It's better than Ant-Man. Yep. The other film you've got out's Incredibles 2. I've talked about it before. The thing is, I haven't actually seen it yet. But, it's just one of those family films and everything. But the film I forgot to mention, well, because it released last week and I wasn't doing a program last week, had a bit of a break, meaning like school holiday break. So I forgot to mention that Skyscraper's actually out at the moment. And I think, in my opinion, I haven't seen it yet, but I really, really want to see it. Being a massive Dwayne Johnson fan myself, this one is going to be epic, thrilling, suspenseful, just like Jurassic World, but obviously different. But, Dwayne Johnson, it's edge of your seat action. It's got Dwayne Johnson, one hand on a building, one hand on a skyscraper, it just shows, like, will he fall? Will he leap, Will he be able to do it? And, people who have a bit scared of heights will definitely get thrilled in this film. I mean, this film, it gives us amazing cinematography. I've heard it's well shot. And the effects are well done. And even now they show some effects of the skyscraper and everything. And people are comparing it to Die Hard. Well, it sort of is. But there's differences to it. It's not a complete copy of Die Hard. You can't complete copy a movie. It's different in types of things. Now, yeah, so it's based in Hong Kong. It's a skyscraper. It's on fire. And you got Dwayne Johnson. He's jumping from he like climbs up on a crane, I've heard, and really is thrilling. Like, just in the cinema, you're like, oh, can he do it? Can he do it? Can The Rock do it? It's just got. I mean, if you're talking about Dwayne Johnson, in my opinion, he's one of the massive actors. Like, he's in the past 2 years. He has 13 upcoming projects. Mate, he's going to be busy. So in 2020, he's got the film Red Notice, which is an action film which is prepared for 2020, June 12th. Now it's basically about an Interpol agent, and he tracks the world's most wanted art thief. Now I'm pretty sure probably the Interpol agent would be Dwayne Johnson, and the art thief would be the wonderful Gal Gadot. And Rawson Marshall Thurber, the director of Skyscraper, is going to be directing Red Notice. So, looks like Dwayne Johnson, he's already done Central Intelligence with Rawson Marshall Thurber, with Kevin Hart as well. And that was just a funny comedy. Everybody loved Central Intelligence. It was really well done. It was a surprising movie because lots of people thought it would be just stupid fun, but it was actually really, really entertaining. Even lots of critics enjoyed it, so I guess that says something. So yeah, you got 3 films: Central Intelligence, Skyscraper, now Red Notice with Gal Gadot and The Rock. Mate, you just want to see that. And that's not all, people. He's got so many films lined up. Next year, Hobbs and Shaw. Now, pretty sure it's going to be released on the 26th of July, and it's a spin-off focusing on Dwayne Johnson's US diplomatic security agent Luke Hobbs forming an unlikely alliance with Jason Statham's Deckard Shaw. It's going to be directed by David Leitch, who directed Atomic Blonde, and he also directed Deadpool 2. So yeah, he's going to be directing Hobbs and Shaw. This is going to be really, really exciting. Also been rumoured to star Idris Elba. So I can just see an amazing film planned here. And that's not all. Next year also, Jumanji 2's been planned for 13th of December. And yeah, it's an action-adventure comedy. The plot hasn't been decided yet. And not even the director has been decided, but the writer may be rumoured, but The writer has been chosen for Jumanji 2. It's written here. And it's going to be written by Scott Rosenberg now. Scott Rosenberg, I'm pretty sure he wrote Con Air. He's written Gone in 60 Seconds. He also wrote the first Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, so obviously he'll return for the second one. And he'll create a good planned cast there. And yeah, the cast is pretty easy to say. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson plays Spencer. Karen Gillan plays Martha. Jack Black plays Bethany, yep, because he plays the girl, if you've seen it. Kevin Hart plays Fridge. So, yep, expect it to be really, really funny, this one. And that's not all. 2019, also, we'll be seeing on the 11th of October. So, you'll be in Jungle Cruise. And this one's not an action, apparently. It's an adventure film, which is based on Disneyland's theme park ride, where a small riverboat takes a group of travellers through a journey through a jungle filled with dangerous animals and reptiles, but with a supernatural element. So that's directed by Jaume Colette Serra. Now it's surprising to see him, because he directed The Commuter, and now he's coming to a family adventure. So it'll be interesting to see how it plans out. I thought The Commuter was pretty interesting. I really did like that, as I said on the program. But Dwayne Johnson's not the only one involved. You've got Emily Blunt, Jesse Plemons from The Post, and Paul Giamatti, Edgar Ramirez. And yeah, that's basically it. But that's not all. Dwayne Johnson's also going to be in Fighting with My Family, which is a biography comedy drama with Vince Vaughn and Stephen Merchant. It's been completed, but it hasn't been released. It's about WWE and sometimes. And the films which are in development are San Andreas 2, which is going to star Dwayne Johnson again as Raymond Gaines, Alexandra Daddario as Blake Gaines, Carla Gugino as Emma Gaines, and Paul Giamatti as Dr. Lawrence Hayes. This would be really, really exciting. And Brad Payton, he's actually going to return for the sequel, so that's always good to hear that the first one will return. And yeah, we just saw him direct Rampage this year, and I thought it was really exciting with Johnson. He really powered this movie. It was really, really interesting. And you know, he also made Journey to the Mysterious Island, so he's with Johnson a lot. He does lots of films with Johnson. But Johnson's so busy, that's not his only film. There's also a film called The Untitled Larry Hilbum Project. So the name hasn't been announced. But Dwayne Johnson's going to play a billionaire called Larry Hilbum. He's the founder of the International Delivery Service, DHL, who went missing after his plane went down near Saipan in 1995. So this is interesting. This would be the first time we see Dwayne Johnson do a biography. Meaning lots of people will head out to it, and it could be something like Sully. Because he's mostly done films which appeal to younger people and older teens and young adults and everything. But now he's going to do a film which appeals to, it will appeal to lots of people because it's a biography drama, so he won't be doing much action stunts. It'll be most like a drama, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes in that one. And he's also been announced to star in Suicide Squad 2 with Margot Robbie playing Harley Quinn, and Dwayne Johnson's going to play Black Adam, Joel Kinnaman's going to play Rick Flag, Will Smith's going to play Deadshot, Jared Leto's going to play the Joker. And it's also been announced that Dwayne Johnson's going to star in Doc Savage. It's an adventure, The Man of Bronze. He was raised from childhood by a team of scientists to become the original superhero of the 1930s. Really interesting to see him as well in that film. And that's not all. He's also going to be an action comedy sci-fi starring Dwayne Johnson called Alpha Squad 7. and it's set in space, and it's written by Jeremiah Friedman and Nick Palmer. They haven't really worked on much, but it'll be exciting to see them. Going to be planned for something big, but it's produced by Bo Flynn, Danny Garcia, and Dwayne Johnson, respectively. And you've also got, yep, that's not all. He's got another film called The Untitled Dwayne Johnson Action Comedy. It's going to be directed by Will Gluck. Now, he directed Peter Rabbit, so let's see how that goes. And apparently, it was going to be named Operation Junkyard Dog, but I think they changed that around. And the other films in production, you got Black Adam and Big Trouble in Little China. So that's the remake to the one with Kurt Russell, I'm pretty sure. He starred in the first one. Yep, so they're doing a sequel to that. It will be exciting to see that, absolutely. So yeah, Dwayne Johnson, he's just one of the busiest guys on the planet. That's what a lot of people have been saying, actually. But let's go back to Skyscrapers. So it's an action crime drama. It's basically about an FBI hostage rescue team leader and US war veteran Will Sawyer. He now assesses security for skyscrapers. On an assignment in Hong Kong, he finds the tallest, safest building in the world, which is suddenly on fire, and he's been framed for it. A wanted man on the run. Will must find those responsible, clear his name, and somehow rescue his family, who were trapped inside the building above the fire line. Yep, it's from the director of Central Intelligence, as I said. It also stars Neve Campbell, who she hasn't been in much recently, actually. So she's coming back to the big screen, and she was in the Scream movies. She's been in Scream mostly, and The Craft. Pablo Schreiber is also in this film. He returns. I saw him in Den of Thieves this year. Will be interesting to see him again for Skyscraper. And you've also got Noah Taylor in here. Now, he was in Red Dog, Shine, Almost Famous, Vanilla Sky, quite a number of things. Deep Water as well. It'll be exciting to see that. Pretty sure Deep Water is an SBS show, wasn't it? Or maybe BBC show. I'm not too sure, but he's in that. So things to expect in Skyscraper: The Rock, good cinematography, like buildings, city, the Hong Kong city, fire, action, thrills, mystery, suspense. That's all what you get for Skyscraper. So you won't be disappointed in this film. And he actually plays a handicapped man. Well, he was injured. So he has like this prosthetic leg, I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen it, so I'm not sure, but really do want to see it. Really is going to be something big. So I think I've done a solid full show today. I've done a really, really full program. I think I'm probably going to end 2Sweet movie reviews. I'll see you next week with more movie reviews. I hope that I'll actually review Skyscraper next week, and possibly The Equalizer 2, or maybe Dadak, the Indian romantic drama, which I'm expecting to see hopefully this week. Alright? See you soon.